We'll see how that goes light switch wise. Let's test the microphone. Okay, the microphone is working again, but this is a good microphone, supposedly. I just plugged it in this morning and it worked fine, so I was like, I'm not going to buy a new microphone. But just now, we started the stream, and then there was like a Windows USB doo 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 sound, and then the microphone was off until I replugged it. So this can happen at any time, apparently, in the world of new computers. You didn't think the old bad microphone sounded bad? Well, for the amount people pay to see this stream, we need to give them the best quality. Well, apparently we can't use the good microphone. I'm sorry. You're going to have to downgrade your tier 3 sub to a tier 1 sub. It just automatically goes away after 2 minutes or whatever. Very sad. It's okay. It gives me something to do tomorrow morning. Just to go and get a microphone. All right. I think I put that I was going to do level design first because I had an idea for one of the levels using the new Bard stuff. And so I'm going to try to do that. It's different. What do I call this one? This one's going to be interesting. You know what? I haven't made a release build. Let's do that. How's it going, everybody? What is happening? What are the things? What are the things? Okay. Level design. Level design. So we're going to start. Oh, we never made that one. We're going to start with people vault. Okay. Oh, this one wasn't that. That's not that close to what I want. Oh, actually it is. Actually it is. Okay. So here's the deal. We have the priest who is stuck over here. And, well, this is a tiny island. Whoops. I didn't want that. All right, get rid of that. So, this is a tiny island. Come on. Still, tiny island. There's only one dragon. And this island is like this. This exit is not here. Bard is, or priest is stuck over here. Nobody can go to the priest. Dragon has to be out of range of Bard. And let's make this ocean a little bit bigger. And there's going to be 3 of these Ting-Tanglers, but they're not all going to be where I just put them. In fact, these ones. After 2 days speaking with Linux people, you already have the same thought. It is impossible to speak to them. They just want to be right. What were you talking to them about? And what Linux people? Because there's a lot of different Linux people. How would I compare the time, money, investment into Sokoban versus the Witness? Sokoban is not as expensive as the Witness yet, but it'll probably be more expensive by the time we ship it. Okay, so the whole point is, let me just show you what the end state of the level is going to be. The end state of the level is that you have to get these boulders, crystals, lined up like this, all right? And then that means that the bard can do this. Well, not with the warrior there, but the bard can do this, all right? And then the priest can walk across, right? Which nobody else can do. Now, it's actually interesting. We could make a harder version because there doesn't actually need to be a crystal below the priest right here, which is interesting. But the point being that this is how you rescue the priest off the island, and then the priest maybe can let everybody out by blocking, or I don't know, something, right? Like, I'm not going to think that hard about the exit yet unless I think of something super cool, but let's just say it's going to be this. I don't know. That's over there. So the point being, you can't walk there. right? Because if you try to, you'll get roasted. And, you know, the bard cannot reach the dragon, like not even close, okay? So now the interesting part of the level is going to be figuring out that you need to do this stack and actually making it happen. And maybe there's two versions of the level, the easy one and the harder one. I'm not sure how to make the harder one yet. So we're going to make the easy one to start. The ones that think that Windows should be rebased to run on Linux kernel. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. So how do we end up this way? Well, there's a stack. There's a Stackorino somehow, right? So there's going to be some kind of a multi-layered wonder. I don't know exactly what it's going to be shaped like. Let's actually cut this and color them differently. I don't know, do we want to go? Okay. And the point is, all right, well, this is already not good because these are too small, really. We want some room down on the bottom for the warrior to walk around. Okay. And then, all right, so this is already, actually, this might be fine. Let's see if I can make it interesting, right? So there's one there, one there. Like I might make this even bigger. So like, okay. So I need to catch this, not that, that's already too late. So I can stack that. And then these two are charmed, right? And the problem is they do that. So I actually have to move the middle one first and then move the bottom one, right? So like if I move the middle one first on top of the bottom one, but then the problem is it's still in my charm radius and will unstack, right? So like what I want to do is this, right? And then she could do that. He could do that. And then now I sort of have the problem that there's no place to do the third thing. Because I need to put this like directly on top. See, now it's too late because I need a stack of 3. When we make the game ported to macOS ourselves or by an external contractor, probably some mix of those things. Okay. So if this were like this, then I could do that, right? She could do that. Then the warrior can come over here. And then the bard can do this. And then the warrior has to move these. And then the bard can drop down. And then this can happen. And she could stand there. Whoops. Haha, she could come over here and the bard could go over. Oh no, bard! Okay, warrior has to push the bard this way. And then the priest could stand there and the bard could go. And then the priest could go. Like, that's good. It might be a little bit too easy. Okay, so now why this is interesting, we could even start the warrior on top. So it's kind of annoying that he'll get charmed all the time, but why this is interesting is because if you were naive, you would just try to solve this with the warrior, right? You'd just be like, oh, I'm just going to push these stones across to make a bridge. But you can't do that because he'll get toasted by the dragon, all right? So you can't even get all the way there. You could try and build a bridge toward the dragon, and that would let you charm the dragon and drown it. But, oh no, yeah, that's the flaw in this level, guys. So I could do this, I could do this, and well, I could do this, right? And that lets the bard come out here and drown the dragon. And I was going to say, but then the level's not solvable, but it totally kind of is. Because she can reposition these stones now. Kind of, except she can't. This is, she can't get the third one, but I guess we only need 2 there to drown the dragon, you know? Like, if this is here, oops. Oh no, she does need 3. Interesting. So if she doesn't have 3, then they move away from her when she tries to go, right? So the third one like blocks it. And that is why she could drown the dragon. But the question is it possible for her to get that third stone back? Right, she can get these, she can kind of reposition them. See this? And so you might, I mean, it's a little bit hard, but you might be able to make a bridge with this. But I can't actually get, I don't think I can get the third one back. Maybe I can, and I'm just being stupid, right? But I think that once I do this, I mean, also the fact that I can go this way means I should make the camera a little further. Um, is there a way for me to get the third one? See, I would have to be able to stand one further out, and I can't do that without the third one. So I think this is actually okay. It might make this level harder than maybe it should be, right? Because you might think that this is what you're supposed to do somehow. But if it's in a level where the theme is stacking, or in an area where the theme is stacking, um, then maybe it's fine. All right, so aesthetically, I don't really like player placement here. I also, like I said, I think I want to zoom it out. Although then again, probably also want to trim the level and shrink it a little bit, maybe. The thing is, when there are bard levels, you want to give the bard room to maneuver without like charming stuff. But we have the warrior up there for that, right? So as long as you can get there, it's just if you make it super tight, it's like not fun. But you know, he could push her around to wherever you need her to go. And anyway, as soon as any of these rocks goes down, you lose the level. Um, I think. Could you start both upper rocks on top level, but somehow require one to drop to mezzanine? You could do that, but um, can the priest get across with only 2? The priest can get across with only 2, but they have to be the far 2. So I'll show you. Um, the priest can get across with these 2 because she can walk on the dragon breath. All right, but you can't put those 2 in those positions with the bard or the warrior, I think. Which is why that's safe. I mean, I sort of just want to put the warrior like not in a place where he's charmed. All right, so let's record this. Whoops. So you don't want to do that. Do you want to do that? Nope, you don't want to do that. Do you want to do that? That's all right. I feel like it's not super magical, but it might be because I'm tired right now. If she walks right when on one of the rocks, does the rock move under her? The bard? If it's one of these crystals, yes. Can the guy push the dragon? Yes. If he's next to it, which he's not. If the priest is standing on a rock and bard moves both of them, what happens? Same thing as if there's two rocks stacked. Um, Starting the rocks on the different levels does sort of imply you have to stack them. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, okay, so one other thing we could do if we want better aesthetics than this, right? This might make it harder, maybe not though, because you should be thinking like, why is there a sort of a terrace here? It could be this. I mean, that's cuter, isn't it? Because then uh, you just sort of need to get them on 3 levels. And then the bard can go like this. Oh, well, except I already lost, right? So, so here, the bard puts those, but then the warrior has to get them out of her radius, right? Hold on, this doesn't work. Oh, interesting. This might be better actually, because I could charm this with the bard, barely, right? And put it under, and then the warrior stacks them and gets them out. I actually like that a little bit better because the warrior can't do it because he's stuck on the mezzanine there, right? Actually, we can do that. That's fine. I was saying before, like, oh, don't want to do that, but that's actually fine. 'Cause like I said, she can just stand there. I mean, we could have an extra fancy version of the level where you need that stone out there or something. I don't know. Can't the warrior make a stack of 3 if they're all on the top level? That's a good point. Um, Actually, no, he can't quite, but in cooperation with the bard, he could, because he can't. He could. Oh no, he can do this, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that ruins it. Never mind. That's why I didn't do that in the first place, in fact. But then I forgot that that's why I didn't do that. Hmm. Right. Whereas if this one is away from the terrace, as we've said, then the warrior cannot stack them. I mean, he almost could if he pushed this one to here, and then the bard could like pull that one back while he's still on top, but then you're still using the bard. But then it would have to be the bard to get this one back off the wall, and then you would stack that on there. It would just be a losing proposition. So I think this is sort of the right thing. I mean, we could make it extra hard and stupid, right? And do this. But I'm not sure that I like to do that kind of thing because um, it doesn't really have that much to do with the level theme, right? Like, yeah, I like this. So, wait, I screwed up. I don't remember how to do it now. Wait, was this? This was here, right? If it's there, then I know how to do it. But I don't think it was there. Like, if it's there, then this guy goes here. The bard goes here. This guy, he pushes it out one. She comes down there. Except, wait, it must have worked because the test fired. So let's see what I am so senile that I forgot. Oh, we did it in the other order. Hold on. We did middle, bottom, and then top. Do I want it to be that hard that it matters what order? Right, I got confused by the other thing, which involved, um, yeah, let's put that back. It's not really the theme of the level. Could you not put one more block near the switch? What switch? There's no switch. So I like the Baba Is You style of having bonus levels linked to the base level that are slightly harder. Not the way that Baba Is You did it, because I think you need to do it more often, and harder is not the right parameter, right? More interesting or more tweaky is the right parameter, which Baba Is You does do sometimes. But I don't know, like I always felt like it was work to get the extra levels in that game. I never felt like overjoyed that I get to play more levels, which is weird. Like it should feel like that, and I didn't feel that way in that game. But that might have been a, you know, a parameter of when I played it and all that. You understand how the red guy couldn't just stack them this way either, because first of all, he can't push this off. Wait, we did middle to bottom, right? Well, once he goes to the bottom, he can't go up and push the middle, right? I'm dying on Doritos, or I have COVID. Like once he's down here to move that one that's at the bottom, he can't do anything else. So you would have to be more specific about what you're suggesting that he's doing. You can't go up on this level. Death by Doritos is a sad way to go, especially by nacho cheese flavor. All right, Cool Ranch flavor, maybe. I don't even like ranch dressing in real life, but Doritos Cool Ranch is okay. It's being suggested that I try the dragon thing again, so we will give it a try. I don't think that'll work, but let's see. So I can't actually, okay. So if this guy pushes me, so if he doesn't push me, then I can't actually get on there, right? Because I move two each time. I move one and it carries me one, right? So if you look at the ocean grid, I go two, and then I go two again and I skip it, right? So like I can't get on it. But if he pushes me one, then I'm on the other parity and I can go and go, all right? And then I drown. I can't get off this island, right? Unless there's a third stone to stop those stones from moving, I will drown when I try to go. All right, I'm going to call that the level for now because I feel like there's something that could make it better, but I don't know what it is. Maybe making it smaller. Like normally I would make levels smaller. Um, but with the Bard, that's not really that good because if it gets smaller, it'll be so tight and tweaky that it's like unpleasant to play. Now, what I had wanted to do, we could try a variant of this level. Actually, I just want to mess around for a bit after checking this in. We'll promote this to an official level. Okay, we're not going to worry about this one yet. But here, This is that maze I was trying to do last night when I was too tired to do level design. So I kind of want to make a level where the idea is that you have to mess up a, a column like this, but then you also could reconstitute it in some way. You know what I mean? I actually wonder what happens if I do this. Yeah, see that? Because these are all blocked, right? So if you needed to get two columns into place, then you could use those columns to like block each other, right? But then we could actually do it with just two blocks, right? I mean, we could use three just to be funny about it, but even that. But then if I have three, we could do something with them at the end, right? Like if we have three, we could do something and do something and get a two, get a double two. Anyway, so what I'm thinking is there would be some kind of a situation where, for example, I don't know, man. These colors are, the tone mapper is fighting me. Anyway, so actually, let's do the two version. Oh no, three version. So we could have these pillars and I can go there and then there. Now the problem is for that to work, whoops, let's move that. For that to be interesting, the problem is that I would have to get this into place without wrecking it, right? And that would require, well, I mean, let's see, right? So if I had this, then I could move these from here, which means I could move them here, right? So like I could go swoop, swoop, and then I have to go past it this way. And then I could go swoop. Okay, this is pretty funny, right? So imagine that I had this, and this. Like, I want to move these blocks to the right, but I can't because one of them falls, right? But I can go down, right, and up. And then I could go left. And then, you know, if there was somebody standing on those columns, they could walk across now or something, right? And to have this be, I don't know, like, see, I could try to do these this way. Whoops, sorry. This way, but, oh, well, there's no, you know, there's no way for me to get them left, right? If I do this, and then I could have some obstacles that make it harder. Like I wanted to go right there, but I couldn't. I don't know. It's not that interesting yet. So we could cut it down to the 2 high version, or I could figure out something to do with these. Oh, I actually kind of like that. So imagine that I do this part, because that would be cool. That would be like a bit of spice that finishes the level. So from here, I can actually do this, right? Because it was, wait, what was it? No, it was from the start. Really, so if they're 2 apart, you could do this, right? Because if they're 2 apart, you get that. So that's actually good because it lets people, like, if this is the thing that you need to make at the end, it lets people explore it right away, right? And do this fun thing that I forgot even about or didn't think to investigate. So that's fun. And now the thing is, if the guy, like for example, suppose I just, we're not going to do this, but suppose I just do this for a second, right? If he was standing on there, he'd be sad now because he went down, but now he's up. So like, see, he can go back and forth. That's pretty cool. So we could actually have the final move be shunt this way and then go north 1. Because for the same reason you can go south 1 here. And so the thing is, I would need to get them 2 apart again after having them together, because I wanted the idea to be to get them together. Okay. So now he can go there. Thing is, getting them apart would be weird. Because meh. Meh. I don't know what to go from here. Yeah, Warrior's too high up, so we're not showing vertical range on the charm, but it's basically your level plus 2 levels in either direction. So the Warrior's just out of range. So the question is, how do I remake that? And the answer is, I don't know. Without like pressing buttons that shift the map, it's hard because I like can't, I could only move these little towers one in each direction. And they can't go backwards. So I can't like, if I could retrace my steps and unwind, that would be fun. Um, but I can't do that. Right? So like to go one left from here, there would have to be a wall two left, but like, well, I guess that would be fine. Let's think about that. We would make this little flower pattern here, right? The thing is that it makes it a little too obvious what to do in the beginning, but maybe that's fine, right? So we go here, here, here. Oh, but now I'm screwed because I can't actually go. This actually is maybe more interesting too because of this. So there, then I can go there and come up. Okay, I dig that. So now he comes across, and then we can move this back where it started from. So basically this can go around in a circle indefinitely, which is fun. Which actually also means that this guy could get around. Which actually means we don't need the second stack for him to get to that square. Could have done it just like this. Right? Which is fun. Okay, so let's say the goal though was to move him, whoops. I gotta fix the undos with respect to this. Okay, so the goal, oh no, now I'm hosed. I was going to say maybe the goal is to move him to the right one so he can get in the next cycle of ting-tanglers, right? Because you could make another cycle of ting-tanglers right next to it. Am I stuck here? Like, the only way I can wipe this off here is going down. So I can't really. Well, I mean, if I stayed with doing this, then, whoops, then we get him there. Right? Like if I put this extra one just for kicks, it would be there. I'm not sure that we really like or need that, but oops. Let's get rid of all these for a sec. Oops. So he can sort of go around here at will. Can't do that though. So I don't know if people are going to get that he's not charmed because he's too far away. That's something that we probably have to visualize better. So here, see, going to the right, we sort of established doesn't really work. Going to the left does. Right. And then he can go there, there. Now I can't actually scrape off because the map doesn't go high enough. But I can go there, right? Actually, wait, does it? Now that we have the extra, whoops, now that we have the extra geometry, is it bad to go this way? I mean, that screws that up. So like, I need to wipe this off by going south. It's not possible because this thing is in the way. I have to go right, and that catches this one, which is no good. So it's interesting that this also gives me this triangle configuration. Oh, that's interesting too. Okay, hold on. The triangle thing has a range of 4 because I get 1 extra from this bump. Now I can't do that on both sides because if I do that here, then I'll have a 2 gap. Wait, oh, it's so confusing. I kind of want to make one where you just make a triangle, you shift it, you go the 1 extra square, and then you go vertically, and then you go vertically again, or horizontally. Like, so let's just start with the triangle. Oops, wrong camera. We're gonna get rid of most of these. We're gonna start where we want to be. And then this is going to be way over there, right? So here, if I go schwip, schwip, right? That's all good. Close that so we can see our selection. So we go schwip, schwip, right? And then we could have a thing there and a thing there. And that might look like off to the side stuff, but actually we go schwip, 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 schwip. And then I don't know, like maybe he walks off from there. So I think I stopped getting messages a while ago because of wonderful Twitch client. This has all gone horribly wrong. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Okay, now instead of just this, okay, what if we had this? All right, this is even more ridiculous because I could go there, 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 there. And then like, I mean, that's kind of very silly, but right. So he can't totally vault in the same way as usual because he's not in range. But if that was there, right? So he doesn't make that. But schwip, 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 schwip. Okay, I screwed up, I admit it. I mean, it's kind of funny. The walls are kind of gross. And it's not, like by itself, it's not really good to play, except haha, it's funny. But if you make the triangle, right? Because we did establish that this is what happens when they're two apart. So, I mean, I could make the triangle, right? And then I could start these here and put a column. Whoops. Come on. There. It's starting to get a little crowded. I kind of liked only things behind, but now I could go schwip. Whoa, no, no, I can't do that. Schwip, 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 schwip. Oh no. No. Schwip, 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 schwip. That's kind of interesting. It's just not, it's just not the best like use of the triangle thing. Like the see, I'm kind of using this thing where I'm like, isn't it funny that the triangle gives you a big range and then you even get one more? And it's like, well, not really. I mean, the cool part of it is this part. The one more isn't that cool. So maybe what I really want is just to make it about the triangle, make it about being here versus being there somehow. I don't know. Think you can build a tower when the towers are next to each other. If the bard pulls a tower on top of herself, that is a lose condition, though. That is a lose condition. Although I think you do get a triangle anyway from next to it. You mean if they're like, so this is a case of like I'm making levels that I'm playing around with these ideas. Oh, I guess not. There has to be like a blocker. I'm playing around with these ideas, but like, well, that could be a fun thing about you make the triangle and you do stuff with that somehow. I don't know how, but you do something with it. And then you have the guy become that block on the triangle. Like that's fun. Cool if you had to rotate the triangle 90 degrees. Hmm. Let's try that. I was thinking about that and then I stopped. Okay. So we're going to make a triangle. We're going to SWIP it this way to the right. And then I need to be able to grab like again, there sort of needs to be a big backstop like this, which is kind of ugly. But like, okay, let's just start with this. Right? So there, okay, and then there. Now I'm already screwed, which is actually kind of interesting. Let's just go up here for maximum safety there, and then there, and then I can walk off it. But I've got this one, right? So now, if there was like some more stuff back here, right? So if you imagine there was a thinger here, just something I can use to reposition a stone like that, and then something here. This is already getting ugly again, but let's see. Sometimes you make something ugly and then you figure out ways to make it nice, right? So that lets me do like this, and that lets me do like that. Oh, except that's in the wrong place. La-di-da, right? Whoops. And then maybe pick it up with that corner. Oh, right, there's this whole thing. I would need to have that other block. This could be good, actually. So see where the second guy lands? If I had that stone back where it was, then that guy would be a 2-stack. He would still be in the wrong place. But then I could move him to the right and north. So like, let's try this. This is a 2-stack. This is a 1-stack, right? So, oh yeah, we established that I want to do this from up here. There. Pull that. Okay, so we've got that. So now when I move this, oh wait, I needed that one to be a 2-stack, I guess. Or, no, yeah. Hold on. Does this matter? I don't think so. Oh yeah, it does. So I can do this. Now I can't like scrape myself off though. Oh, but I can do this. Oh, bro. And then, whoops, sorry. And then that goes there, and then he steps off. That, I kind of start to like that. I don't know if I like that as the first triangle level, but like, you know what I'm saying? And we might even be able to get rid of this one probably. I feel like we should. Like maybe just by using this one for the same thing, if the map was a little bigger. Does that make sense to people? This is like 3D Helltaker. No, it is not like 3D Helltaker. All right. Let's try it without using that one. Because if it's just these obstacles in the middle, it could be like, I don't know, nice ruined castle setting with some stuff. Okay, so I don't want to use that to scrape this guy off. Oh yeah, I could just do that. It's totally fine. I don't need that guy in the corner. I don't need you. So there, there, there. See? And actually, here's where we could use the extra squinch to like push this one more. All right. There. Scrape it off. Oh yeah, let's get rid of this. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, I could just do this, right? Yeah. Wait. That sort of means I don't even need that block. I need the one on the right. But like I don't even need this one. Right? Like, whoops. I go to there, and then I'm just gonna go there, there, shift, 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 schwip. That is clean. That is clean. Now that said, I don't even know if we need to start the warrior where he is. The warrior could start like on top of the north column or something. I played Helltaker on stream, people. I like this level better. It's so easy to mess up. I mean, there might be something to do that's more of an exploit for all I know, but um, I like it because of the relatively minimal stuff. I could even ferry another person across. You like the idea of the warrior starting on the north pillar? Yeah, maybe. The thing is, okay, what? So if I try to do it, hold on. If I try to do it this other way for a second, it's basically the same. So there's something, the weird thing is I never have to use the first triangle. You know what I mean? Like I kind of liked that you do this and then you toggle the triangle. Like you kind of want to use the triangle in this direction, you know? So what if I have to like pick him up from a column on the left? Like, I think this screws it up, but I want action. I want horizontal action before vertical action, you know? So if I do this, I've basically just lost because now I can't make a triangle. It's just not possible, right? If I make a triangle first, then I can put him on it. I can go there. But then I need to put more background stuff to have him go. Or maybe we just move the existing stuff by one. Um, but like, I like him using both axes. I don't know. I don't know if I like what I'm doing here. Because it's a little on the nose now. Oh, now I can't without the rest of the backstop there. It's like I don't like this all of a sudden for some reason. I mean, I do like how clear it is that that's what you want to do. Uh, I mean, that's a pizza pie. And if I don't like the aesthetics, I could always start the bar down here to like round it out, you know? Whoops. I don't know. I don't like the setup as much. However, um, I do like that you actually have to go horizontally as opposed to just making the triangle right there, you know? And then once you've done that, it's highly suggestible or suggestive that like, oh yeah, if I could do another one of those, if I could just do a SICK 90, by the way, that's going to be the name of this level is SICK 90. If I could just do a SICK 90, that's like a SICK 360 right there and a SICK 90. The last part of the level could be like fill in the ocean, and then you can get out. All right, who was it who reminded me to do a 90? Because I did forget about that. I want to give co-author credit. I don't see it. Oh, Pixel Cabal said that. So Pixel Cabal, if you whisper me, I will give you co-designer credit on the level because sometimes timing is everything. Like I had been thinking about doing a SICK 90, but then like I forgot and I might have not made this level if you hadn't said that. So, you know, that's sometimes all you need. So if you whisper me with what your name you want to be credited as, usually people are credited as their actual real life name. But if you don't want to do that for whatever reason, that's okay. Okay. So do I want to do a thing where she dumps these down at the end? I mean, maybe, but there's no real way to require you to do that because she can move them around at will. And so it would just be sort of a style thing. It's just, I do think there's something interesting about the triangle. Actually, so we do need to do an intro triangle level where you don't do SICK 90s. So maybe that's what happens is maybe you do that and then you do that and it fills in water and gets the guy where he needs to go. Okay. So, all right, we're going to call this level SIC90. We're not going to quite put it in the final levels yet because we might tweak it a little bit. But so we still have barred triangle. And we have SIC90 now. Let's just record SIC90. Oh wait, we actually need to make it solvable. What is going on? All right, and save. Record. Nope. I mean, it seems kind of obvious, but it is interesting to me how easy it is to screw that up, that I'm still doing it, you know? Is there an easier way to do a SIC90? I mean, you sort of naturally do it, which is cute. Like, am I doing a SIC90 in a harder than necessary way? I don't think so. I think that's what you have to do. Kind of wish you could fling the guy across the river. Well, you can. It's just that there's not a lot of point in that because he could just, like, if it's to cross a river, he could just push blocks into the river. If it's to be up high, then why do you need the river? Why isn't the point just to get up high, right? We did make a level before this, if you tuned in late, where we did need to fling stuff across a river, but it wasn't a guy. If I could figure out why else we would need to fling a guy across a river, I could think about it. If we still had the death from above thief power in the game, that would be a reason, but that isn't in the game. Could be like to get around an endpoint beam or something, but that doesn't seem super strong. Can the blocks be ones that move on river currents? No, because we can't add new object types. That is not a thing that we can do at this point. I have one where I drop 3 blocks on 3 goblins at once. I was trying to do one. We can go back. I want to do the simpler triangle first, but I have one in the list called Carpet Bomb, where I was trying to drop the maximum number of blocks on goblins, right? Which would be, um, it'd be 2 below and 2 above. I mean, it would be 10 blocks basically, right? Um, but the problem is the bard can just charm goblins and move them that way. So they would have to be in cages or something, which would make it kind of stupid. But maybe I just haven't figured it out yet. But it's worth going back and trying to do that one, I do think. But first, let's try and do a simpler triangle, right? What would be a simpler triangle? Well, this would be fine, wouldn't it? I mean, I could start doing something a little bit like what I had before, but like, whoops. So I go there, schwip, go, there, schwip, and then he goes. Okay, that's nice and simple. So the question is, do we add more to it? I mean, this isn't even here, right? Like that's how nice the level is. We could put that there, right? We could start doing the stuff I was doing a bit ago when I had the weird maze. But that's a lot of contrivance for something that's probably easy to figure out, right? Like, oh, I just push it into that corner. What? And we could put the exit there, but still, it's the same. So I'm not sure that that is worth. I mean, maybe it's literally just this. Maybe I can add some more on the Warriors side. Maybe he has to push the third block on, right? Because then you're still thinking about making things that are 3 high. That might make it too hard because I wanted this to be a simple level. But maybe it's fine. When you peel the 1 high rock off, can you just move it down and right instead of up and around? You mean in the previous one? I was trying to keep my charm range from pulling other stuff off. You know, like let's go there. Like here, whoops. So the question is, when I peel this off, can I go? So I gotta at least go this far, or I pull off the other rocks, and so I have to go at least that far. Whoops. Actually, though, yeah, I mean, I can't really do it that differently. Whoops. Yeah, it's just very easy to accidentally catch the other dudes. I mean, I can do that. So I don't have to go into the upper right quadrant of the map at all. Oh, but even here, right, it has to be there or somewhere like that. It has to be on my right. So really what we're saying is it needs to be in the upper right, and it's in the lower left. And I can't really rub it off on this wall. So I could basically just use that column. Okay, let's experiment with what if this was like a great empire up here. I mean, this is starting to make things ugly already, but what if there was like a block? Okay, that's too high to charm. So I was going to say, what if the bard could move it into place, but that's not really there was nothing there. I don't really know if I like this better. Especially because yeah. I mean, eh, eh. I don't know if that's worth. Hmm. I mean, this is just a little too bare and obvious, but maybe that's fine. There's going to be so many levels in this game. Maybe this is just a fun interlude level where you're like, oh, interesting. It's just a little too simple. Well, okay, actually, did we determine that this works? I mean, so that would be the thing is you can make it that way, right? But this is just a little too like suggestive that you're supposed to do this. Oh, and that works anyway. And I don't like that because the other thing that I did, this looks too much like you're supposed to do it. Like it's just too, ay, ay, ay. What if instead of doing the extra block shunt, like I was talking about, because that's cute because it just makes the columns one further apart than they would be able to be, right? Like, whoops. Like you go there and then you do the extra. An alternative would be, I'm not sure I like this, but an alternative would be like there, there, uh, there, wait, yeah, there, and like here, which is harder to see, but because of the 3Dness, but if I do this, right, and then I do this, And then I do that, and then he gets on the triangle, and then I whip him across, right? That is a little bit more involved and probably harder to figure out. It's also harder to see, so we would have to give you. But I don't know if that makes it better. Like I kind of don't like it. Sliding horizontally from below. No, if I do that, then it's too hard to detach myself from the taller stacks, right? Because if I walk south while charming those taller stacks, they tumble, right? So I have to go around. If you have the start and end be 2 blocks apart, it looks like you want to put the 2 stacks in between. So you mean like flipping the vertical parity of this. You mean the following, I think. Like that. So yeah, it looks like I want to put the blocks between, but really I want to do this. I mean, it's not wrong. The thing is, do I want something that's harder like this? Or do I want like extreme simplicity? Or do I put them both into the same level somehow? Although with a bunch of blocks in the level, it could be hard not to cross-contaminate. But like it would be interesting to do a sequence that's just like the straight line one, and then this one, you know? This is not as dead obvious as the straight line one, but there's something about that straight line one that like it really focuses you on the thing. You know what I mean? Hmm. Well, no matter what, this level isn't going to be super big vertically. Either way. Oops. So I am not totally sure. Hey, look, I can make the triangle. Oh no. This one is definitely harder. Yeah, you definitely can still, I mean, you can form the triangle in one move, but you don't know how it behaves unless you do this, right? Which is sort of true of the other one, but and the other one, because there's only one dimension, it's like I also don't know, like by the time you get to this part of the game, you're pretty good at the game probably. Or you're not that far into the game, but you're not in the beginning anymore. So it's hard to say. This is the longest I've gone without a chai. I had a chai today. It just wasn't one of my own chais. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to put both of these in the level sequence. This is my conclusion. I'm putting both of them in, and we'll just decide if we want to cut one later for pacing or something, right? So this one's going to be called Bard Triangle 2. Um, so Jacob, if you send me your how you want to be credited, I'll give you co-designer on this as well, because I probably wouldn't have thought to flip these, and I do think it makes it better than what I was trying. Okay, and then this one, I don't know, like do we need all this stuff back here? Not really. It doesn't seem as far when I'm zoomed in like this. Okay, so go schwip, 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 boom. Oh, I killed myself. All right. So I'm just gonna record that because why wouldn't I? Although you know what? Let's even cut one more off. Because like it's a simple little level, right? Maybe even one more off the bottom, because if I can go all around without pulling anything, that's like enough. I mean, maybe if it's too small, that's aggravating. But like that's why is that happening? All right. So she can just go around, do whatever she wants, and then when she wants to solve the puzzle, she does the right things. All right. Oh, I have the playback on slow. Okay. And then there's this one. If you record, oh, this one can also be smaller. Like, let's at least make it symmetric, right? I mean, come on, bro. And then, I don't know, like it's an even number of squares, which is a little bit annoying. For symmetry purposes. I could start her on the other column, but like that's really not what we want to do. Where should I start the bard? Why do I keep selecting the camera? It's, oh. I mean, that's a little weird. Actually, if I put her there, that just suggests going up. So like here. Can there be a level with dinos? Probably not. Looks better if the 4 columns are even. What does evenly spaced mean? They are evenly spaced. Do you mean 2 by 2? Then it's unsolvable. This level would not be solvable if I moved them further vertically. Okay. Let's record this. Okay. So we've got number 1, number 2, and SIG 90. That's good. That's good. And then we'll try to do carpet bomb. The 2 crystal stacks between the 2 wall stacks could be spaced out evenly. Really? No, they can't. I'll show you why. If we do that, oh, you mean this one in. I thought you meant by putting the column out. If you do it by putting this one in, It's messy. I just didn't. I don't like that. This is no. I don't like it. I mean, it makes it because there's such a big red herring. It makes it like not a simple level, right? And it's just weird. Yeah, I don't. I agree that it looks better uh, visibly, but it's not as good to play. I mean, that looks a lot better aesthetically. I mean, I'd put the exit in the middle probably, but um, I, I, it's just weird. It's not clean to play. I do not like it. This much cleaner, also easier, but sometimes easy's okay. I don't know. Something is just leaning me toward making the super easy version. I don't know why. We'll see. You know, like I said, we might cut those. Let me check if people whispered me their info. Okay. And the other whisper. All right. Let's take a few minutes off from level design. We might not even get to compiler backend. We've been having fun with level design. I didn't expect to go this long on level design. Questions, comments? I'm gonna dot to make sure I'm still getting Twitch messages. Doritos. Do charmed entities follow the bard if she goes through double or endpoint beam? No, because teleports are not voluntary movements, so she teleports away from them. Made your own game? Right on. Good job. It'd be nice to see more in-depth streams on it. Yeah, I don't do that much level design this year, the past few years. Uh, Um, I really do need to get back to doing more game design. But, you know, it's fun to do a little now and then. Favorite story told in a video game? The Gostak. So I was trying to do this. I forget even. I think I just didn't save it with the warrior on. I don't remember why these are in this position, but anyway, the goal was to try to squish dudes. Um, by making big stacks. I don't understand. This doesn't make sense to me how it's set up. But it never really was a working level. Um, oh, right. I think I wanted to do this. Um, anyway, let me just do it from like the supposed end state that I'm trying to make, and then we'll try to figure out. So the deal is, if you had actually, yeah, there must have been something I could do to stack them better. But anyway, if you had this, up 5 like this, right? And you had a warrior to push her, then, because the problem is she'll charm those off, but if he pushes her there, well, we should put the camera in a different place, but let's put the camera in a different place. Oops. That's a kind of a dramatic side angle, but we'll go for it. Okay. So he pushes her there. Then inside her charm area is every single one of these, right? Whoops, I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way because the angle is steep. But then I go there, it's like, boom, right? So now that still won't kill monsters out as far as these are, but the point being that would kill some monsters, right? I keep doing the wrong thing. So that would kill monsters out that far. So if there was a monster gate, um, that would open, that would be fine. The problem is, what if, for example, we do this, right? Then she could get that far. So the monster gate would have to be further than that. Boom, right? Um, and the problem is we can only reach this far with the rocks. I mean, it could be something totally stupid, like they're way down below. I mean, this is silly, but we're silly, so it's all good. Prior to making Braid, which puzzle games did I really like? Trinity by Brian Moriarty. Do I have a way to flip levels to see if the mirror image looks nicer? Not really. Not really. Let's try. Let's try doing some goblins here, and okay. Oh no, see, because this will kill the goblins unless they're even lower. Like this will kill the first four goblins anyway, which makes the carpet bombing much less dramatic. But we could do that. We could say, hey, listen, everybody. All this stuff you think you believe in, it's one square higher than you thought, just like the flat earth. Okay? Okay? One square might not be enough, but we're going to go with it right now. Like this is a little bit silly, but okay. And then like the whole reason why we're doing this is because the exit is going to be over here, right? I don't know. And that's like that. And so those are kind of more like filling it in, although this could, I think she would make it that far, right? Because that would go one, that would go two, she would go, oh no, she doesn't charm herself. So it'd be like that. And you could have a little mini achievement of being like, oh, I at least got there. And then there would be Monster Gate right there. All right. And we would probably be able to zoom in on this because we don't need any of the stuff on the left. But point being, push her there. She goes, yee-haw, boom. Oh, uh, yeah, because those didn't destroy them. But like I said, I think for drama purposes, anyway, like if this were Eco, the game, the dramatic Japanese video game, we would be talking, you know, more verticality. Like this is some eco shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't have a fast way to fill this in. Oh, I forgot to move these. And then, so this little one lip here is still a little weird, but then how does the warrior get across? And the answer is he has to get on her head, but that doesn't actually work because that'll kill her. Maybe he just exits up here. This is a very weird kind of design I'm doing tonight. I'm doing design by I want to make this thing happen, which is often not the best kind of design, honestly. But, well, some of it, some of what, it's fine, I guess. It's just if this is all you do, the game might not be that good. Okay. Will the game record the number of moves? We might add that as an extra thing. Like if you really want to hardcore the game, Did I play and like other Infocom titles? Yeah, they were some of my favorite games. What happens if you stack them even higher? Can you get another tower further right that can be knocked down? I don't understand. Oh, I mean, oh, you mean if you stack at 10, then you do the fives, and then that leaves or if you stack 9, you do the fives. Let's try that concept. Um, After this is done, I want to just finish this enough to be like, okay, that's a level, and then we'll try that concept. Because that's like a little bit more, than this. You know what I'm saying? All right, delete, delete a bunch of this. Do that. Stop. Why do I keep? It's so weird. I feel like there's too much stuff on the right here, So like, I think we just go for this. See, if the bard can get down there on the bottom, you really don't want to let anyone go to the bottom. So either the other exit is also on the bridge, which I would then have to figure out how to make that work. Um, which would work, if if I actually had a column here, then these would just sort of wedge in there and let you go, which might be fine. You know what I mean? Like, so like if this were here, then they could both get out on the bridge. And it doesn't seem super crazy, right? Like in terms of how far off to the right and stuff. So she goes bam, and then he could go, right? I mean, that feels better to me. But it's a little weird. All right, let's try how do we actually play this. Because we have a warrior on the top, it doesn't really matter. Like, we don't have to keep them stacked. What if we did? Like, what if we weren't up as high? And so we needed at least a stack of 2 intact. Because here we could just, push stuff. Actually, okay, even this as it stands is works fine one lower, right? Because all of these things Those last two could just be pushed into place, right? So here she goes, bam, right? It's not as eco now that we're lower, but it's fine. So he goes there, she goes there. Okay. Now, if we make it even one lower, then we need stacks all of a sudden, right? Oh, I didn't, what happened to the thing? I left that down there. I was like, wait, I don't see it. There we go. Okay, well, we've changed things since we set up that camera, I admit. It's no longer the best camera. Okay, so do I make it easy to do, quote unquote easy? And the other interesting thing is because these are just filler blocks, they could actually be stone blocks. And they could be, um, no, because there would be no way to dislodge them. I don't know how useful that is to have stone blocks. Anyway, so let's get a somewhat better side view. I want to see all the goblins and all the stuff. You know, I think we just do this. Okay, so now the setup of all this could be something like, I don't know why I'm bothering to do this as opposed to the other thing, but the thing is, this is not necessarily that interesting, but let's see. The problem is this area, like the Bard is very sticky up here, right? Like already it's like yuck. So if I know what I'm doing, right, then it doesn't, I mean, it's setting up a lot of blocks, but it would be faster maybe if I could keep some of them stacked, but I don't know. I kind of like it. It's not the worst level. Monster Gate is like Watergate. Too late to request catapults. Yes. What if there are stones on pillars up top and you need to move them onto the stacks? I feel like this puzzle, there is no way you won't solve it the first time. I mean, oh, you mean before I move the stones out? Yeah, that was just a design technique, right? Like, if you want to, like, that was the core idea of the level was that like long line carpet bomb thing. And so to get the details of that right, I left things in that state where it's almost solved and you do the last move, right? And then I figured that out, figured out the rest of the map around that. And then I said, okay, now you have to figure out to put the stones there, right? So you have to get the idea to line them up that way. And it's not that hard of an idea to get because, um, well, you can see that you don't want to go down to where the monsters are because that's below the exits. And you can see that they go out by 5 squares. And you're like, oh, I maybe, I know how to move stones by n squares by now, right? So I think it's doable. Question for me is, do we want 6 stacks of 2 or 4 stacks of 3? I think 4 stacks of 3 is probably better. Because then at least, like if we had 4 stacks of 3, we'd want to move the camera a little bit, but we have 4 stacks of 3. I mean, it does suggest stacking things very tall, I guess. That might be more of a hint. And it might not be that cool to stack them so tall because you're like, hey, they were already stacked tall. But, oh, I was going to say the Bard has more room to move, but she doesn't really. She can't go vertically any more than she already could. But that at least puts 2 of those. I don't know, man. You can talk yourself into anything being better. I like having fewer stacks mentally, except I don't know. I don't know, everybody. Making games is hard. Designing things to be as good as you could make them is hard. Not screwing up the solution to your puzzle is hard. Although, as soon as you do that, you're like, oh yeah, I'm killing monsters. So I'm on the right track. And then you'll like accidentally do this, and you'll be like, oh wait, I need to get more monsters. Six stacks of 2 mirrors the goblins. That's a good point. Yeah, that red gate only opens. I mean, here it looks like it's still covering the exit, but it's not really. That's a thing we have to edit. But here it only opens um, if all the monsters are dead. Yeah, this does mirror the goblins. That is a good point. Is there a better arrangement of stones. I mean, I could have it exactly mirror the goblins where they're 1 yin. Okay, so that would make it a lot faster to set up. Like, if it were this and you knew what you were doing, watch how fast this is, because you like don't use the bard for anything, right? I go bam, bam. Oh, I do need the bard to like split two of them. Or actually, she needs to get them away from the wall. Whoops, and we need to get the warrior out of the way. But like this is much less busy work. I guess. I don't know. It's still, whoops, sorry. It's still, substantial. Um, that does seem better to me, though. It's just, it does hint at, I don't know. Stacks of 3, 2, 1. If it was 4 stacks of 3 and the top floor was lower, I think you could still do it by dropping on the warrior's head. By dropping on the warrior's head? That doesn't make sense. Maybe I don't understand. Dropping blocks on him to keep them stacked. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, that's another question of, at that point, it's like we're starting to make the level harder, but that doesn't necessarily strengthen the main point very much. Like the main idea of this level was to do the thing, right? If you just want to do the thing, should we put a bunch in the way of you doing the thing? Maybe, if that's what's interesting about the level. But it's not clear. Sometimes we don't know. Have I considered only having 3 goblins? Well, I kind of wanted it to be the maximum amount of damage that the bard could do, right? And that sort of implies having it on both sides. But yes, if we had 3 goblins, it would be a much more minimal level, right? There'd be 3 less goblins, obviously. There would be 5 fewer stones. Um, I'm not sure. Like, it definitely becomes a non-symmetric level at that point, which could be fine. This camera angle is a little unfortunate because the goblins are completely hidden. Right? What do you do this? That's not good. So we, at the very minimum, it's not so easy. I mean, the graphics of the bridge would probably also affect this. like, we could even make those grates right now, just so you could see. I mean, that, I don't totally like that because it makes the level seem more complicated. But at least you can see that there's stuff down there. I don't like it though. I don't like using grates unless they're totally necessary. I think the symmetry of the level participates in the feel-good effect of the carpet bombing. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It actually could be even sillier, right? It could be 2 stacks of 5 on each side, but um, I don't know. That might be a bit much. Now, one thing we could do is we could get rid of the 2 that you use for filling to get on the bridge, and we could say you just get on the bridge, right? Like this could just be like that. And then there's 2 fewer stones. But then they don't mirror the goblins anymore. And it's not as elaborate of a setup. I don't know. I feel okay about this one. Okay, so now the question is, let's try Jacob's idea. I'm going to put Carpet Bomb in there. We're going to make a new one called Carpet Bomb 2. I'm going to put Carpet Bomb in the barred stacking. Okay, so this one we definitely won't make symmetric because it'll get too crazy if we do. But okay, we're going to get rid of this, and the bridge, I don't know, the bridge thing is not even under consideration right now. I don't know what that's going to be yet. The idea, it's going to be a longer level. Like, so the question is it just more Carpet Bomb? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Oh, but it'll be. The thing is, let's try it. This is a little weird because I like seeing the army of evenly spaced guys, but let's do this for now. Okay. And we're going to set it up the way the solution is, which is going to be like this. I don't know how we're going to make this happen, but let's just say we're going to make that happen. Okay. And then we'll put bridge back a little more. So this is very inconvenient for the camera. So like, boom. Wait, that didn't do. Oh yeah, because there's two on the bottom. Wow. So basically, though, if she like had a second stage to go to, and that was higher. It just seems very hard to do. Can I recommend a book about game design? Uh, Ralph Koster has a really old book called Theory of Fun for Game Design that I thought was all right. And also, Tynan Sylvester's game design book is all right. Like, neither of those is like super advanced. They're more like for beginners. But those are the two that I think are all right. Maybe making a glass bridge. Yeah, we could do that. Like that kind of stuff would come up later during the art process. Stack of 10, bomb 5 to the left, fall bomb 5 to the right. Yeah, but what I liked about it was the idea of setting up a sequence of these, like somehow getting a chain reaction. And I think I'm going to keep thinking about how to do that. Um, for now, actually, though, I'm getting tired. I think it's bedtime for me. Um, this has been successful. Okay, so we didn't do any programming. We just did design. But that's good. Bard stacks levels. So what did we do? We did Bard must stack, Bard triangle 2, Sick 90, and Carpet Bomb. That's 5 levels, which is great for this amount of time if they all work. I mean, these two are sort of really simple, but you know, that's fine. And then wait, People Vault, I guess I saved. Um, yeah, Bard must stack is actually, wait, Bard Must Stack is one that I did at lunch today, so it's really only these other 4 that we did on this stream. That's great, though. That's Bard Particles. Yeah, we don't want to check that in. That's me doing other experiments. Ta-da! All right. How's the home state hunt going? I'm not taking it too seriously. I'm just chilling in places and enjoying it, and that's been good. Thanks everybody for coming by. Maybe next time we will actually do some programming as promised. For now, we didn't. It's okay though, because we've been doing some programming lately. So switching it up is good. Switching it up. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you later.